All right, let's get into questions. Let's look at what everybody has to say. Hello from Scotland. Hello, Denika. How nice to see someone logging in from Scotland. Hi, Sana. Hi, Susie Maddie. Hi, Coach Mitali Shah. Hi, Aarti. Hi, Shubh Angi 456. Hi, Ambreen Hina. Hi, Mango in the Maple Woods. Why should we feel low without any reason? That's a very good question, especially in the world right now that we're living in. The energy of the world is contagious, and currently the energy of the world is low. With all of the issues that are happening with Ukraine and Russia, that are happening at the Gaza Strip with Israelis and Palestinians, just know that generally the energy of the world is low. So because energy is contagious, so therefore what happens is that a lot of times it's not even our own energy that we have tuned into. We've tuned into the frequency of the world. Like I can tell you, I've been struggling with getting sleep because I know if the world is disturbed, and because we are all sensitive souls, especially the more spiritually aligned you are, the more sensitive you are to the frequency of the world, the more you will start to struggle and suffer automatically. The other people's pain tends to become your pain. So if that's something you suffer from, it's very important that you do your deeper meditations, you stay connected with yourself, do a lot of gratitude, be grateful for where you are and how your life is going. And the more you can make the macro micro, the more you'll be able to stay in higher energy. One of the things that gives me a lot of power is gratitude. Also my faith and surrender in my God. So when you pray and bless the world, your ability to detach from the pain of the world becomes easier, because as you keep blessing them, there's a part of you that's playing its own little role in the bigger picture. Okay, so if you are anytime feeling low without any reason, just acknowledge yourself as a sensitive soul who tends to pick up the energy of the world, and you just need to be mindful around it. It is not a permanent or a fatal problem. It's not going to cause any deep depression or sadness. It is just that there are days where the world's frequency you've tuned into. My suggestion, if you have people that inspire you, if you can actually connect with them energetically, then that's a wonderful place to be in. So if you know anybody who's like a high energy person, the more you think of them, the more you connect with their frequency, and their frequency then becomes your frequency. So for me, like, I'm a big admirer of Oprah Winfrey, and I feel like she has a certain amount of positive energy and the desire to contribute without feeling depleted. So I tend to then sit and just, think about her a little more, connect to that energy, and it uplifts me. So look to have people around you who inspire you rather than inspire you. And the more time you can spend with inspiring people, whether it's on YouTube or in reality, the better you will start to feel about yourself. So you just need to get conscious around it, and don't blame yourself for, I don't know why I'm feeling low, or why is this happening to me. Don't have any negativity around it. Just be like, you know what, I'm a sensitive soul. I may have picked up some energies that are making me feel low, and I know exactly how to fix it, and then go make the effort to fix it. Vani Ravi Dharan. Hi, how to get life back together again, feeling like lost. Vani, this is actually the perfect time to start to recreate or design your 2024. The energy of December and January is normally of wanting to get a control over your life. So November month feeling lost is a very normal and natural thing, because things are coming to an end and there are new beginnings right around the corner. So what I'd love for you to do is sit down and write out what are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you'd love to achieve in 2024, and write out who do you need to become to be able to achieve those. Do you need to become more consistent in your personality? Do you need to build discipline? Do you want to be a lot more loving and caring? Maybe you want to build kindness in your personality. I'd love for you to look at your goals, and then I'd love for you to look at your personality traits that you feel if you imbibe, your goals you can reach your goals faster. And then in your being and in your doing, when you start to bring in action, that's when you will go away from feeling lost into becoming in control. So let's say I want to lose 3 kilos, right? So if my goal is 3 kilos and what I need as a personality trait is determination. So I'll put 3 kilos and I'll put determination. And now how in my life can I show more determination? And I'll come up with a plan around, if this happens, what will I do? If this happens, what will I do? If I have to go for a party, can I eat and go before? If I binge or if I crave for chips, can I ask for 2 eggs instead? So I'll create all of my worst case scenarios and then write what I will do when that case scenario shows up. And I've seen one of the ways for me to stop feeling lost in the world is for me to have more and more control over the things I can have control over, rather than trying to control things that I can't control. There are things only God can do, and there are things that you can do. If you play your role well, then God also is kind enough to help you. If you stop playing your role and you become an overthinker or a worrier of the things you can't control, पता नहीं, बच्चों को वो एग्जाम में रिजल्ट्स आएंगे नहीं आएंगे, पुनीत को प्रमोशन मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा. If your thought process goes into things you can't control, you will feel even more lost. So get a grasp of your life by creating a list of to-dos in your goals and the personality traits that will help you become more of that. Yeah. Renu Sethi, you have a gorgeous house. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Preeti Rang, looking so pretty. Thank you. Pinky, ma'am, where you used to work, there was an old man. I tried to avoid him. Still, he's trying to approach me. Because of him, I had to leave the job. I felt someone encouraged him to do so and I don't know why. And the rest of the question is not complete, but I'm going to guess that you're going somewhere with it, that this old man annoyed you and because of him you had to change your job or your life journey. Pinky, we as women live in a world that was created by man, and therefore the woman does not feel safe in the world. And one of the things we have to all the time do when we are maneuvering life is look at where are we safe. And if one of the reasons you had to leave your job is because that job did not provide you with a safe haven for you to be able to live your highest potential, then that's a very smart thing for you to have done, to leave and move on. One of the things I'd love for you to now build in your personality is the courage to be what I call a warrior princess, which means setting clear boundaries and letting people know what is okay, what is not okay. And you have to come across much, much, much stronger. We as women, sometimes in our woman card, we tend to use our charm or our weakness, our inability to confront. We want to keep peace. We don't want to be the difficult one. We don't want to make it hard. But I feel like each one of us as women, now that we are working with the masculine, there is a part of us that we need to now work with, where we become very clear about what's okay, what's not okay. Making the person uncomfortable rather than becoming uncomfortable. So learning sentences like, that was not funny, or I didn't expect you to be so mean, or I'm sure there's a better way you can put it, or can you repeat what you just said because I didn't really get the joke. These are good sentences by women like us to use in the world where the masculine tries to laugh off or irritate us or annoy us with their stalker style of working with us, or being extra complimenting, or in any way using their masculine to have power over us. So I think building that side is also very, very important, where men know how to retreat when you show up. Having said that, if that was the best thing you could do at that point of time, I'm so proud of you, darling. I don't know what your question was, but I hope some of this helps. All right, Sana, coaching and social media without face, especially in times of AI and deepfake, etc., is being misused. Also, how can we launch without first opening up to the family and friends till we get somewhere? So, Sana, it will definitely slow down your entire journey, because trust comes with being able to see a face behind whatever work it is that you're doing. Because remember, you are the product, right? So, building a company versus building a personal brand in today's world is far easier to build than building a company. As far as technology is concerned, technology has its pros, it has its cons. So whether it is AI or deep fake, to everything that we do, there will always be a list of things that will start to show up as the loopholes against whatever it is we're trying to do. So all of this is a part of the process. Social media brought in trollers, brought in haters, brought in cowards who sit behind names like, I don't know, Ramesh 3468, Big Dick, some names, rubbish names, Stupid Siri, all of these names you'll see, and those are the kind of people who will be commenting on all of the rubbish that will come onto your posts. I have so many times that I have to delete people, report people, block people, but that's what I call is our Brahmastra, okay? So don't get too worried about the loopholes, because know that in everything that we do, there will be someone who will be sitting there to ruin it. Okay, learning to make that a part of the process is very important as you go on this journey. Not letting your family know about what you are trying to do is eventually going to hurt you only. So better get over the fact कि लोग तो कुछ ना कुछ कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, and receive that judgment. You don't need to add them to your social media pages if you feel like I want to keep it private. You don't need to go out of your way to make them feel included. I remember the first 10 years of my work, Puneet had attended maybe one talk of mine called TEDx. I never brought the coaching Puja home. When I came home, I was mother, wife, daughter, daughter-in-law, never the coach. Didn't try giving any consultations at home. That was not the right space. If you didn't pay me, you're not getting any advice from me, used to be a rule in my head. So too much fast change in your personality in your house may not be acceptable. So you want to keep everything going, and yet you are not wanting to hide what you're doing, but you also don't want to show off what you're doing. So keeping a subtle, subdued version of yourself in your house till you become successful enough that people start to talk about you and you never have to talk about yourself is a beautiful place to enter eventually. In the meantime, yes, one of the things I say is that, starting to build your brand with little bit of your face showing is, I think, a favor you will do to yourself. Now, whatever is blocking you, I have people who are working in government jobs who want to build a coaching business. I have people who are working in jobs where they don't have the permission. Then I tell them, just then create a brand. Like, for example, for the first 2 years of my working, I had a brand called Life by Design, and behind Life by Design, I am the product, but I don't have to show face. For example, if you see a company called Boss Babe, you can all go follow Boss Babe. Boss Babe, the company is far bigger than the two owners or the founders behind the company. So there are ways, but it takes longer, and you need to be in touch with the people who are commenting on your page by going and taking them to your messages and becoming personalized. It's like even banks today have relationship managers, and when your relationship manager moves from one bank to the other, they take the person also with them, because the client is far more invested in the relationship manager than they are invested in the loyalty or of the brand of the bank. So the same way, you need to then, if you don't want to show your face on the main screen, make sure you're getting into the relationship with everybody who's liking, commenting, subscribing to your page, so that you have a personal relationship happening at the back end, and there you should be able to show face, do your clarity calls and do your sales. Somewhere you need to show up, maybe not in the front end, but at least in the back end. Okay? पूजा मिश्रा मैम, जिन्होंने हमारे साथ गलत किया है उनके बारे में गलत ही ख्याल आता है, हमें क्या करना चाहिए, प्लीज एडवाइस. Puja, one of the things I think we all have to evolve to become is an understanding कि सब अपनी तरफ से जो भी उनको बेस्ट समझ आता है वो कर रहे हैं. Everybody is doing the best with their limited understanding, their limited experience, their limited knowledge, resource, whatever they have. And once we start to understand that hurt people tend to hurt people, that there are things that have happened in this person's life that have hurt them so much कि जब उनके अंदर करवाहट ही है तो जब तुम उनको squeeze करोगे तो करवाहट ही निकलेगी. Okay, and the more we start to realize कि who am I to judge them? भगवान जी ने इनको बनाया है, इनका कोई पर्पस होगा, शायद ही पुट दीज पीपल एज द डिस्गाइज्ड एंजल्स in my life, because more people change because of the negativity that they face in their life than because of the positivity. So if I go back and look at all the people who said wrong things to me, and there was a part of me that started to feel this need to prove to myself and to others ki no, I am not the labels or the names or the misunderstandings you are putting on me. And the more I tried to explain and justify myself, the more I struggled and felt that I was being even further misunderstood. Even my goodness was being twisted into ओ ये तो फेक है, ये तो प्लास्टिक है, ये तो एक्स्ट्रा कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग है, ओ ये तो बहुत बहुत ज्यादा स्वीट है, डायबिटीज स्वीट है. So even when your goodness starts to get misconstrued and when you are so what I would love for you to do is कि जब कोई आपके साथ गलत करता है, take that energy and do something good in the world. Bless that person, because when you bless people who are doing wrong, you actually detach energetically. Then they cannot live in your mindset. Till the time you are critical of the people who are critical of you, you are matching their frequency, and वो तो एक permanent space बना लेते हैं आपके घर में. Means in the shower you are thinking of them, on the potty you are thinking of them, when you are going to sleep you are thinking of them, when you wake up you are thinking of them. To the people you love most, you are talking about the people you hate most, and they become so prominent that eventually you will energetically become a match to the people you dislike most, which means you become more like the person you dislike. Now instead, if you said, what, let the barking dogs bark, I have no interest in participating in this drama that they are creating, I am going to go for a vision so beautiful, I am going to focus on my mission, I am going to focus on my goals, I am going to focus on my career, I am going to focus on the good things of my life, a time will come where your sweetest revenge will be your success. And if I go a step further, a time will come where the same people who criticized you might just land up enjoying your success. And God bless those people. May you have so much success, because successful people don't have time to look down and waste time on the people who are not worthy of their time, energy, effort or anything. Only time we get stuck is when we start to want to change their mindset towards us, when we want to explain and justify and that's when we get stuck. So my suggestion, don't participate in their drama. They are velas, they are going to keep on. वो कीचड़ में रहते हैं, वो तुम्हें कीचड़ में खींच लेंगे. तुम्हें कीचड़ में खेलना नहीं आता, वो कीचड़ उनका प्लेग्राउंड है. तुम हाथ दोगे, वो पूरी बॉडी को गंदा कर देंगे, एंड लेटर ऑन यू विल ओनली फील कि यार मुझे ये सब एटलीस्ट नहीं कहना चाहिए था, मैं तो उस कैटेगरी की नहीं थी. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ बिकमिंग मोर ऑफ देम, बिकम मोर ऑफ हु यू आर. आई रिमेंबर हियरिंग दिस वन स्टोरी which I always love narrating. I may have narrated it before in my Insta live also. There was this Panditji who was throwing back all the crabs or scorpions into the water, and every time he was throwing these animals back, they were biting him. So somebody came and asked him, वो तो तुम्हें काट रहे हैं, क्यों आप उनकी मदद कर रहे हो? And he said, उनका संस्कार है काटना, मेरा संस्कार है बचाना. वो मेरे लिए नहीं बदल रहे, मैं क्यों उनके लिए बदलूं? So I believe कि in a world where everybody is operating from their own upbringing, from their own sanskars, you develop your own sanskar and be the person you choose to be. And there is so much satisfaction and likability you will start to have for yourself when you don't respond, or rather you don't react to people, you start to respond to people. A person deserves your anger, your outburst, but instead of giving them your outburst, you control and you keep your inner peace and your happiness, and you smile and you walk away and you say, you know what, I don't need nothing from these people. I will create such a beautiful future. I will create such a beautiful life for myself कि ये देख देख के मैं इनको मार डालूंगी. I don't need to मारो them personally. So see how you can use all of what I'm speaking, because I want you to energetically now detach. Bless these people. वो already suffer कर रहे हैं. अगर वो इतने negative और ये सब है, उनकी life अच्छी नहीं हो सकती. इनको hatred की जगह आप sympathy दो. Okay? That, oh my God, I wish they knew a better way to operate. If they are doing this with me, they must be doing this with others. And when they do this with others, people are not going to like people who are not likable. Correct or no? So they will eventually land up living out their destiny, whatever it is. But you don't make your destiny their destiny in the process of matching their energy. ठीक है? I hope आप convince हो गए हो कि गलत लोगों के बारे में गलत नहीं सोचना, उनको उनकी किस्मत पे छोड़ देना और अपनी किस्मत बनाने निकल जाना. Can you please talk about those frames on the wall behind you? These are Tankha paintings from Bhutan. I had gone to Bhutan for New Year's this year, 2023, and I was very attracted to all the goddesses. So this is all the goddesses. Each one is a different goddess. And so I covered my wall in all of these goddesses. There are almost 24 of them. So it's a big wall with lots and lots of Tankha goddesses. All Bhutanese, all Buddhist goddesses.
I didn't find that on Apple Music.
Oops, my phone heard something. How do I differentiate between my confidence and my ego talking of like I deserve? So the difference to me according to confidence and ego is, in confidence you are always talking about yourself without putting anyone else down. Okay, that I am excellent at what I do is your confidence talking. That I am the best, that is your ego talking. So always on your journey of confidence, talk about who you are and make sure there is no putting down anyone else. Okay, that you are, when your confidence is talking, it is I deserve this beautiful house, this beautiful car, this beautiful life, lots of abundance. That only I deserve is when your ego starts talking. That means nobody else should have it. Oh, I bought a Mercedes, she copied me, she bought a Mercedes. Why did she buy the Mercedes? I worked 10 times harder than her. If your ego comes in, it will put others down and put you up. So there will be a comparison in your conversation. Remove all comparison and only speak for yourself. The only person you should be comparing yourself is to who you were yesterday and who you are becoming. The future should be better, the past should be lesser. Okay, if you keep moving on the I deserve journey without looking at what other people deserve and only look at your own deservability, then that is your confidence. I hope that makes sense to you, sweetheart. Read with Swati. Hi Puja, it is just that I'm not able to find my passion. Can you help? Swati, I would love for you to come for my Passion to Profit Masterclass, where I speak 3 hours on this topic of being able to help you with your passion. If this is something you're confused about, make a list of things that you love to do, things that you get a lot of compliments on, things that the world needs right now, things that you love learning. All of that is information for you, because passion is like an onion. You need to keep on unfolding every layer for the next layer to become visible. I started with at one point with a preschool, right? It's only when I started the preschool I realized that more than teaching, I loved counseling. It's only when I started counseling that I realized that what I actually love is life coaching. It's only when I started life coaching that I realized that, you know what I actually love doing is helping women with their financial identity and their financial freedom to get the respect that they don't get. So what happens is, with every step, the new gate opens up. Some of us are sitting on sofas week after week, going from idea to idea to idea. Maybe I should be a baker. I'm very good at baking cakes. When you start baking, you feel, but I'm not as good as the shop down the road. Maybe I should try something else. Remember, there will always be a gap between where you start to the competency that you need for you to be able to make that your ultimate passion. Okay, and there is certainly a learning curve or a learning journey that takes 1 or 2 years for you to become the best in your industry. Most of us quit when we realize we are not the best right in the beginning. That's like Sachin Tendulkar in 10th grade itself saying, nahi, mujhse nahi ho raha, nahi karna. No, he knows that, talent is the entry gate for a passion. Okay, that means it tells you, yes, you have basic talent here. It's a great area to explore. But when you start exploring, you will start to see your talent is not good enough. When you realize your talent is not good enough, you need to work on your talent to a point where you become the best in your industry. And that takes time, that takes patience. Malcolm Gladwell puts it as the 10,000 hours. You need to put in those 10,000 hours for you to become the master. Every master was once a disaster, and now it is your time to make sure that you take the journey from being disaster to being a master. So if you're not able to find your passion, that is because the perfectionist inside of you somewhere wants you to get this passion right. It's like Mahatma Gandhi not knowing that he was eventually going to be a freedom fighter for India and make India free. Thank God he didn't know that from day one. Maybe that would have been too overwhelming to have that kind of responsibility at such a young age. The only thing he needed to do was become an amazing lawyer. And from being an amazing lawyer, things kept opening up. You are like a river. Wherever you go, just know one thing. The banks, you are leaving silt, and everybody's life will be better because of the passion that you're following. So if you're feeling confused around your passion, it's because you're looking for the right thing. What if I tell you there is no right thing? Just anything that are your dreams, your desires, and gives you joy becomes your GPS for you to follow the path. If something is giving you joy, it's the best way for you to know, okay, this gives me joy, let me just follow this and see where it takes me. And just know that as you walk that journey, opportunities after opportunities will keep opening up. You know, somebody was talking to me yesterday about the red car syndrome. The red car syndrome is basically, if I asked you when you're coming from dash place to a dash place, how many red cars did you see? The chances are you may not have even noticed the red cars because that was not in your awareness. But the minute I tell you that, you know what, I'll pay you $100 for every red car that you see, now you will notice all the red cars that will come on the way. Passion and opportunity is like that. Once you decide you want to do something, then all the opportunities open up and all the toxic people of your life start to move away for you to go on that path. It is beautiful how once we make up our mind and when we make a decision, how things come into our life. That's when synchronization and alignment and the universe talking to you and the magic and the miracles start to happen. But some of us don't want to make a decision because decision needs courage. And most of us are scared of making decisions because that means we have to now commit and do something about it. We don't want to do something about it. We just want to live in confusion. So confusion for me is just you in hiding. My suggestion, at any point, start with anything that's in front of you and then allow for the universe to open opportunities and different doors for you. Yeah? Barkha, Puja, sometimes I get triggered by my mother-in-law and my husband. They used to trigger me and now I get angry. Barkha, you're not alone at all. Let me tell you, sweetheart, the job of in-laws and husband is to in some form trigger you. The whole concept of soulmate actually is the fact that the soulmate's job is to grow your personality, and one of the ways that we all grow our personalities is by actually being triggered. So when you get triggered, what do you do about it? If you are someone who's losing it every time they trigger you, then you're not making full use of them being your disguised angels. My suggestion, instead, ask yourself, what is it that this person or this situation is trying to teach me? Maybe I need to stand up for myself. Maybe I need to learn more patience. Maybe I need to do more focus towards the life I want to build. Sometimes you can use all of this negativity as your trigger and focus it onto something positive. So I'm going to highly recommend to you, start to look at in your life how you can use your triggers for your own betterment. Okay, instead of releasing, venting, reacting, see if you can take all of that negativity and shift the focus to something positive. I remember at one point in my life, because I got married at 18, the words used on me were immature, childish, and they used to really hurt me. It used to hurt me that I had not gone to college, I did not have an education. It used to hurt me that I was not good enough. Okay, but look what I did with it. When I realized I'm not good enough, I went and became the most educated person in the self-help industry in India. Okay, I may not have gone back to college, I still don't have a degree, but I have extreme confidence around my topic, around my content, because I worked really hard because I didn't like those words. So instead of sitting and explaining and justifying to the people that, you know what, no, I'm not immature, I'm not childish, I said, you know what, I want the world to someday stand up. When my husband says immature or childish, they should say, Puja is one of the most wisest person we know. No way is she immature or childish. Yes, she's chirpy, she's bubbly, but immature, childish, definitely not. And you know what? It is such a satisfying feeling the day the world becomes your spokesperson to the people who misunderstood you. I can tell you today, Puneet will never use those kind of words ever again, because I've walked the path, the hard path of becoming an insightful, a wise, or whatever you would want to call it. I've studied a lot to lose those tags or those labels. Okay, a lot of us want respect for free, but respect has to be earned. So my suggestion, make a list of all the triggers that they put on you, or the ones that get created because of the words they are using on you or the things that they are doing to you, and go on a journey somewhere to earn that respect, which is normally the opposite of what they are saying. And you know what? Sometimes the way a God wants to make our journey is He wants us to turn our mess only into our message. So the messes of your life, when you work on them, and I always say this, my hair is actually my worst. Like, I have very rough hair, very not so great hair, but then I tend to keep them really well because I know it's a weakness in me. And over the years, one of the things I'll get a lot of compliments on is my hair. Why? Because I work doubly harder on them, because it needs that level of attention. The same happens with your personality. When somebody accuses you of being a certain way and they trigger anger in you, instead of justifying to them, go on a journey knowing that this may be your weakness, which is why it's hurting you, or it is a misunderstanding that you want to prove differently. Go on a journey to build yourself so beautifully that a day comes that the exact opposite is being said about you in the world. I'm telling you, that night you will sleep so well, you will feel so amazing, you will know you have arrived when those kind of things happen. I've had moments in my life where people said things to me that really hurt me, and then they themselves came and took out that arrow that was living in my heart for so many years. And the kind of balming and healing that happens when you are able to reach a place where they start to now have a different perspective on you without you having to convince them directly. It is such a good feeling. So I pray that for you. Suruchi, I am very inconsistent in whatever I do. I feel depressed and frustrated because of that all the time, but I just not able to take any action. What should I do? Start small. Think big, but start small. Sometimes the reason why we are not able to remain consistent is because we are doing too many things or nothing. So the way a human being's personality works is, either I want to lose the 3 kilos by leaving fried food, drinking 8 glasses of water, no sugar, diet, this, that. I want to do 10 things, or I don't want to do anything. My suggestion instead in life is, if you want to build consistency, start with the easy. Okay, literally go, okay, what can I do every day? Can I go for a 3-minute meditation? Can I do 2 minutes of gratitude? Can I go for a 5-minute walk? And build your personality to do the 5-minute walk every day for 7 days. Then as you have the 5-minute walk, maybe in that 5-minute walk, you can do 2 minutes of jogging. And then you build that 3 minutes and 2 minutes. And then in that 5-minute walk, when you also add a podcast, and now instead of 5 minutes, can you walk for 15 minutes because of the podcast is 15 minutes long? Like that, when we slowly build, you have to look at your commitment as a muscle. You cannot enter the gym on day 1 and say, why am I not able to lift 100 kilos? Which is what a lot of us are doing in life. We either want to be disciplined or we live indisciplined. When you start to build, every day take one small risk and accomplish it. Every day build little bit of your habit, a little better, a little better, a little better. With time, a time will come where people will look at your lifestyle and go, how do you do it? So much you do. Like, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, then I will have my whole morning routine, then I will have my whole evening routine, my skincare routine. I follow routines like anything. I can tell you, I'm one of the laziest people on this planet. The reason I have so many routines is because over the years, I have stacked all of my consistencies, and I'm going to request you to do the same. Start with the most basic and the easiest, and slowly, slightly, as your commitment muscle keeps building and you keep getting stronger in your willpower, a time will come where the world will applaud you and you yourself will wonder, yaar, ye main kaise kar leti hu? Because you would have built it so slowly, so organically. Yes? By the way, December and January are the perfect times to work on your consistency. These are the months that demand us to get out of our comfort zone. We want to set resolutions. We want to have a new life. We want 2024 to be better than 2023. So we are actually in the perfect period right now for us to actually build consistency in our personality. And one of the things I have realized in life is either we chase addictions and temporary pleasures, or we chase consistencies, real habits, and amazing missions. We will never be able to do both. So people who are especially right now currently wondering how to build consistency, you need to get out of your chasing that momentary pleasure and start to go for delayed gratification, which means accumulation of habits is something I want you to start to look at. See if you can create a habit tracker and write out what are those 3 habits for this month you're going to do. And no matter what, don't miss those habits. And if you land up missing, don't go more than 2 days. Keep a 48-hour window. So let's say you've decided you want to brush your teeth every night. The maximum you can miss brushing at night is 2 days in a row. If on the 3rd day you're missing your brushing, even if you've gone to bed, pull yourself out of bed and go. Don't let the habit break, because our mind takes about 21 days to form a neural pathway towards a new habit. And when we can do something for 21 days continuously, then we don't need so much willpower afterwards. Remember, in the beginning is when it is the hardest. Okay, and if you can outgrow or cross the hardest period, suddenly it becomes easy. It's hard till it's easy. One of my favorite quotations. It's hard till it's easy. If we can learn to stick by our consistencies in the hard period, we should know a time will come where people will come and ask us, how do you do it? And it's such a good feeling to arrive in that place where the same thing that you used to struggle with, Puneet till 2010 had no idea about gymming or exercising or fitness or nothing. Today, even on a holiday, even on a Sunday, he will never miss his gym. It's so beautiful. People ask him all the time, how are you so consistent in your exercise? Because he lived through the hard period. Now it's become easy. Rather, now it's become oxygen for him. Same way when I do my gratitude, because I've been doing it for the last 16 years. When you do something for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it becomes you. But till it doesn't become you, that's when it's the hardest, and that's when we quit. So if you can understand why you want to do something, and you can every day write out, this is my reason. This is why I want to be. I want to be extraordinary. I want to be the 1% of the world. I no longer want to live the ordinary. I don't want to choose mediocre. I know I'm a Ferrari. Why am I living a Maruti life? When you start to hit your rock bottom and you get fed up, sick and tired of being sick and tired, enough is enough moment comes in our life, that's when change happens. So for some of you, all you have to do is hit your rock bottom. Maybe you haven't hit your rock bottom till now. Sometimes somebody has to hurt us so badly that we say, ab aur bardasht nahi hoga. And when you reach that point, that's when real change happens. Suruchi. Oh, that was Suruchi's question. Happy Soul 123. I am 31 years old and single. This makes me really low that why am I not married yet? What should I do? My dear darling Happy Soul, the problem right now in the world is that women want to marry better and men are not being able to match up to the level of where women have gone. We have worked on ourselves. We are like China. We got the freedom to be able to study, do work, become our own person. So what's happened is we've moved into our masculine energy where we know how to protect ourselves and we know how to provide for ourselves. Once you can protect and provide for yourself, why will you need a man? And the problem is becoming that most of us women no longer need a man, we want a man. Because we don't need a man, we want a man. The truth is we want only someone who will come and improve our life and we are not okay with now adjusting, sacrificing, compromising. Why should we? So there is a complete mismatch right now in the world of there are going to be a lot more unmarried women than ever before. In Korea now there is a 3-no rule, which is no dating, no marriage, no children. Because women can't understand for what should we do all of that sacrifice when we are fully capable of handling ourselves. So one of the things we have to understand, my sweetheart, is that the man now has to raise himself to become better so that we can marry better. Men marry under their skill set. Women need to respect man, so we marry better than our skill set. Okay, so as the man grows older, his range increases. A 40-year-old man can marry a 30-year-old girl, but a 40-year-old woman can only marry elder, or at least more from the elder age, because we want to be able to respect the person. Why am I explaining all of this to you? For you to know that it is no fault of yours why you are single right now. I would rather you be single and happy and in waiting than land up marrying wrong and suffering the rest of your life, which is currently majority of the option. Majority of the option is that people who are getting into marriages are getting into bad marriages because they are marrying for the sake of marrying and not because of companionship. And I want you to marry only out of companionship. So the next 10 years, it is very important that we as mothers, especially I'm speaking to the mothers in the room, that as mothers, we raise boys who are capable of being the masculine for the independent woman. A capable masculine for the independent woman is a very different masculine energy than what our fathers and father-in-laws used to be. Earlier on, the man needed to show up as the leader of the house and was the control center of whatever will happen. Today, actually, the masculine has to come into the energy of that while I want to be king in the world, I want to be a gentle giant with my spouse, with my daughters, with my children. I want to not feel the need to control. All I want is their happiness, and so I own them because I want to own happiness for them. So there is still a belonging, there is still an ownership, but there is no control there. It is actually about what is it you want, darling, let's give you that. Now that kind of masculine is currently missing in the world, because the role models our brothers and our sons have is of the old patriarchal society. So I know I've given you a rather long answer to something that didn't need to be long, but as you can see, I'm extremely passionate about this whole dynamics that is changing between the masculine and the feminine in the world. And currently I can tell you there is going to be a lot more unmarried women, which is why surrogacy is going to start to happen. If you see the Sushmita Sen model, the Ekta Kapoor model, adopting children, Nana becoming the father to the grandchild also, that's going to start to happen, because till we don't raise the right kind of man, woman is going to have to go single for a while because she's become too masculine. And as women, it is our job, when we find a good man, we don't keep our protection barriers very high. We must turn feminine when we see a sacred masculine coming into our life. So we need to give up that idea of control and independence, and I'll pay my own money and nobody needs to open up the door for me, and let the man feel like the man if he's deserving of being your man. So one of the things we as women will have to learn on this journey is how can we make the man feel like the man. That means he needs that the pedestal. I say a woman's emotions and a man's pride should be looked after. If you can make the man feel like a man, he will be encouraged to do more for you. If a woman's emotions are honored, then she feels more understood and she feels more loving towards you. Both of these need practice, and it's a different world we are walking into, and unfortunately the world yet has not arrived to a place which we will in the next 10 years if we women as mothers do a good job of raising our sons, where we start to tell them how to be with your wife, how to be with her family, how to be how to orient the daughter-in-law into a house. All of these are going to be the next set of conversations required, because a single woman eventually feels lonely. There is a loneliness attached to, I'm not very happy with this whole feministic movement where we've decided that okay, we can be independent. I want all of the women to be independent, but then I also want that side of yours to be open, where you attract a man who allows you to be independent out of choice and not be needy or dependent either, right? So all of this I can have a lot more conversation around, but I really hope you got your point that it's not your fault that you're single, and that, create your own single women's club, and each one of us can go out in the world, and instead of shaming men, let's start training men. I think that's very, very important, that as we keep training men, their level will rise. Currently, the same job, a man and a woman, remember there used to be pay parity and we used to speak about how a man is getting paid more. The new where we are going in this world, the same job, if a man and a woman is getting it, all of these Forbes 500 companies are starting to prefer to choose or hire women, because ethically they are realizing that the woman is far more dedicated and committed to her job than a man. Man comes from entitlement, woman comes from the desire to prove. So therefore, a lot of the world is going to shift to women earning more, women being a lot more smarter, women starting to have leadership roles. It is all shifting. The next 10 years is the decade of the woman. The only problem we are going to have in the decade of the woman is the man is going to keep losing his pedestal. And we as women must not include them on this journey. We must train them, not shame them. So I know this was a very macro answer to a very micro question. I have no way to help you on how you should get married. What I know is that this is the new disease in the world, that a lot of us women are going to be unmarried because the men are simply not up to the mark. Oh wow, we are already at 5:50. Okay, let me go right to the bottom and see what are the newest questions. Bhuvaneshwari BV is asking how to stop comparing ourselves with others' life. Bhuvaneshwari, one of the most important things to see is, do you compare yourself to people who are lesser than you? 90% of the time, who are we comparing ourselves with? We are comparing our height with Deepika Padukone's. We are comparing our money with our relative. We are comparing something with someone else. We are taking one quality of someone else who has it better, not their whole life, not the whole picture. Most of the time, we want only parts of different people. Okay, now that's not how life works. They say if we put all of our problems in a pile, we'll go and pick up exactly our problems, because we actually understand our problems the best. So I want you to start to look at, okay, if I'm not going to be able to compare all of my life with someone's life, I shouldn't take the best of each person. इसकी complexion अच्छी है, इसकी height अच्छी है, इसकी life अच्छी है, इसका पति अच्छा है, इसके बच्चे अच्छे हैं, इसकी education अच्छी है. Then what we are doing is we are confusing the whole picture. Instead, my suggestion, every time you land up comparing makes you feel jealous and envious, okay? Whenever you feel jealous or envious, use that feedback as what it is you desire in your life. A lot of times we are confused what it is we want, and our jealousy is feedback for us that this is what we want. I also want a husband like hers. I also want a house like hers. I also want looks like hers. I want to wear clothes like hers. And then make a plan that in the next 2 years, how can I go get this? First, salute the person and bless the person, because when we send negative energy to the things that we want to attract, they actually go away from us. So learning to shift your energy from feeling jealous or envious in comparison, it's better to bless this person, because when we bless, it creates what we call the boomerang effect. Whenever you bless something, God realizes, oh, she's blessing it, she must be wanting it. So as you bless someone with something that, okay, she has beautiful career, she must have put in a lot of work, let me bless her. Then the boomerang effect is you will start to do that kind of hard work, and you will start to build your business like the way, by using jealousy as an inspiration rather than as an envy. Okay, so see if you can start to bless these people. Now in this journey of comparison, there are people who are going to be jealous of you too. The more higher you grow, the more you're going to have more people jealous of you. Every time you catch someone being jealous of you, thank God. Thank God and ask for more people to be jealous of you, because you know what? One of the things I want you to understand is who's jealous of you? Only people who are lesser than you. And as you climb the ladder of success, jealousy is only going to grow. Don't be scared of people copying you, or people, the biggest flattery or the biggest compliment someone can give you is in copying you. Okay, on your face sometimes they'll say negatively, but behind your back they'll be wanting exactly what you do. They'll copy you step by step and you'll be like, हाँ मेरे face पे तो कुछ और बोल रही थी, बाहर जाके कुछ और कर रही है. That is the whole game. So once you start to bless the people you compare yourself with, and once you start to bless the people who compare yourself with them, Okay, both ways, when you start to bless, all of that turns into boomerang effect and those blessings come right back into your life. So use your comparison to know what it is you desire rather than looking at it as a jealousy or an envy. See if any of what I've spoken helps you, okay? How are you feeling now? I am much better. I know I missed the last Insta live. I had severe chest congestion, but today is day 3 of my medication, and I can tell you today finally I'm feeling like I have the energy that had gotten lost somewhere in the last week. So for all of you who sent me so much of healing in my messages, in your posts, I really want to tell you all of your healing worked, and I am so much better today. Payal Chaudhary, can you please help us with the vision board? Of course, I have a whole beautiful video that I had done last year on vision board. Let me get that out and send it to you as a gift to all my Instagram followers. So one of the things I'm going to do is maybe next Wednesday, instead of me coming live, I may just post my vision board video. It is a little long. I think it's about 1.5 hours. But it is one of the most comprehensive vision board making activity you can do. So if you're interested in attending that, or if you're interested in getting the link to that, I will share a post in my Instagram in the next 1 week where you may have to register and then you will receive the link from us. Or I may directly just post the whole video on my Instagram. I will have to speak to my tech team to find out which is the best way to do it. But get ready. This is going to be my present for all of you for 2024. I want every single one of you to make your vision board. It is one of the most powerful tools that I have experienced in my life. If somebody had to ask me, Puja, what are one of the things you've done to create this magical life that you live? I'm going to have to say, every year, vision board after vision board after vision board after vision board. I'm going to teach you the step-by-step manifestation methodology around how to make your vision boards come true. So yeah, that's going to be my gift for all of you for being my loyal, most amazing people. All right, I can see a lot of you having a lot of appreciation. Thank you for all the kind words. I'm so glad you enjoyed the perspectives you received today. Bulb-on moment, thank you. What exactly, Lakshmi is asking, what exactly does inspired action mean? So inspired action, there are two kinds of action, obvious action and inspired action. Obvious action is the actions we take which are understood. If you are on a diet, you will tend to eat less, exercise more, those are obvious. Suddenly in the middle of your diet, you feel like going for Chinese. The time you go for Chinese, there's a lady you meet who was in your school who's become a Pilates instructor in your city. And you land up attracting a Pilates teacher because you're planning to lose weight. So that's called inspired action. Inspired action is when you are in tune with your gut and your intuition and you start to take action which is not absolutely clearly going towards your path, but you have started to honor these internal whispers that keep coming to you as you walk your mission. You know, sometimes I'll just feel like, okay, I want to connect with my chachi. And I won't know why do I feel like calling my chachi, and when I'll call her up, she'll be like, Puja, I was just thinking about you today and this is one opportunity, I want you to come and speak here or something. And I'll realize, oh my God, God spoke to me that he needs me to call up my chachi or speak to my mom or speak to whoever I'm being inspired to speak to, or sometimes take an action, or sometimes I'll go to a bookshop and a book will just fall at me. I will just be like, I don't know why I'm feeling so attracted, and there will be this one chapter where literally I'll feel like the book is speaking to me, or it is an answer to a doubt or a confusion that I have been having. So it's crazy how the world, when we start to actually follow our inspired action, follow our gut, follow our intuition, follow our sixth sense, the world starts to speak to us. I love looking at numbers 1111, 2222, 333, 4444. I love looking at butterflies as sign, feathers as sign. The more you start to understand the universal language of signs, the more you understand that angels are watching over you, and at all times we are getting a reconfirmation on that we are on the right path. Those are such strong. Once you know the language of the universe, you can never unsee it. You'll start to feel like there are angels everywhere. Once you start to get connected to your inspired action, you will be amazed at the miracles that will start to open up in your life. So I'm going to ask all of you here, start to work with sitting with yourself for at least 3 minutes in silence every day. And if you can ask a profound question, maybe you're confused, maybe you have doubt in something, just sit 3 minutes, ask that question and leave your thoughts to travel wherever they want to take you. And sometimes you may get very direct answers, sometimes you may get very coded symbols or things that you may need to Google further to find out what does this mean, or what could this be, or what is the universe trying to tell me. But as you follow the path of following this ability to start to hear and decode the universal language, you will start to feel so much stronger in your spiritual connection to Godji. Ooh, it's 6 o'clock, so I'm going to run, but thank you everyone for coming. Take care. Thank you so much for coming. 1,000 kisses. Bye. Ciao.